I'd like to welcome everyone here this afternoon for Bill and Nail's 55th wedding anniversary. I'd like to thank you all for coming on their behalf. My name's John, for all those who don't know me, most of you probably do. I'd like to start off today. I'd like to start off today by reading out a few apologies for people who unfortunately couldn't make it. I have a list here. Apologies from Irene, Gerald, Ben and Peter, Grace, Alma, Linda and Robert, and Phil and Rusty. They're all sorry that they couldn't make it. I also have a letter here from Leon. It says, Dear Pete and Faye, your standard letter inviting me to a surprise party for Mum and Dad's 55th wedding anniversary arrived some time ago. Thank you for the invitation, but more important, thank you for affirming me as a person, a priest, and a member of the family. Unfortunately, I cannot make it. Since the middle of January, I have been booked to conduct a parish weekend retreat in one of our parishes on the same weekend. All the best for now. Prayers and best wishes, your brother Leon.
Very nice, John.
Before we get on to the important part of the afternoon, I'd like to call on Father Frank Bloom to say grace.
In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Bless the Lord, these thy gifts, which of the bond we are about to receive for Christ our Lord. Amen.
What we've got is a smorgasbord down the back. If you'd like, Dad's asked me to decide at the moment what the arrangement is. It's all cold, so we'll let the old people go first. And then the youngsters can go afterwards. So if the main table could proceed first, then I think what it is, these two tables in order, and then follow down the back. If you can proceed from that. Since we've all got the opportunity to be here together, I think it's pretty important that there be a few people around that might like to say a few words about Bill and Nail and that sort of thing. So, to start off the proceedings, this could be dangerous. I'd like to call on Reg Piltz to say a few words on behalf of the Piltz family. And you've got to stand up here to fit in the video.
I'm right. Thanks, John. It's definitely a privilege to be able to stand up and say a few words this afternoon on behalf of my brother and sister-in-law, sitting over there, so nice and happy. Not about having time after all, is it? 55 years. Not quite yet, Bill and Aileen.
Only two.
54 and 363 days, they told me, something like that. Sorry about that. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But you'll live to see 55 and what a grand old time it is. Look at them, smiling their way together. Isn't it happy to be alive? What a happy couple. Therefore, it's still a happy country, isn't it?
Yeah.
Best of luck. Future years to come, Bill and Aileen. Thank you.
Now, on behalf of the Gray family, I'd like to ask Meg if she could come up and say a few words.
You want me up there?
No, actually, you can just turn around if you want. No, she's too close.
I'm too Well, Aileen Piltz, on behalf of the Gray side of the family, we are happy to be here with you for today. I still remember a few bits about your wedding reception 55 years ago, like the speeches and the recitation, the Desmonds recited the sentimental vote and all that sort of thing. And we wish you a lot more years together. That's it.
Thank you, Meg.
Yanni, see Yanni.
I'd now like to call upon John Cowell to come and say a few words on behalf of sort of the adopted family of the Piltzes. People have sort of, from what I'm told, rocked up for meals and a few other things fairly regularly.
Mr. and Mrs. Piltz, Mum and Dad Piltz, it's a pleasure to be able to come here today and to say a few words to you and congratulate you on your 55th wedding anniversary. It is a marvellous milestone to have achieved, and we don't hear of many 55s, and I would hope that I'm here to make certain that we celebrate your 60th in 5 years' time. But I first probably came across, or the Piltzes probably first came across me at the tail end of the 49s, I think it was. Mum Piltz used to come out and teach religious instruction at the little school that I was at, and since then I've had a very long and happy association with the family, and been treated as one of the family, and that's the type of people that they are, and I think that's certainly that care and sincerity and interest that they extended to their own family and to us as we've been called the adopted family. But they have followed that interest through. I know that they're very keen to know what happens to us down in Victoria, where lots of things happen to us in Victoria, but we're very keen to see if we survive over the next few years. But we will. But that's the kind of people that they are. They came to my wedding, or our wedding I should say, 30 odd years ago now. They flew over to Fiji to see the other adopted son taken in as a Catholic priest at his ordination. So you can see the type of people that they really are. And it's a great family to sort of be associated with. And certainly that care and affection and sincerity has certainly shown through in their own married life, and they are to be congratulated on 55 years, and we look forward to many, many more years with you yet.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm now told there are a couple of friends who would like to say a few words. And I'd like to firstly ask Nell Brennan if she could say a few words.
Peter, wait till I lift up my chin before you get me.
Which one?
Father says which one. Well, at my age, I'm entitled to my wrinkles and my chin. Aileen and Bill, Faye and Peter, Father Clune and relatives and friends of Aileen's and Bill's. I suspect that Peter took the line of least resistance when he asked me to do this chore because he knows I talk a lot and I can be heard if you at the railway station if you'd listen. I suppose there wouldn't be anyone here outside of Aileen's and Bill's family who has known Aileen longer than I have because I went to primary school with her. I sat beside her in high school. We sang in Cecil Atkinson's choir together. We went into a Stedfords and we won. I played for the organ at her wedding. I was at her 50th wedding anniversary and all the other things in between. Oh, and with Aileen and Biddy and Mari, we made all the vestments for the Fatima Church up there when it first opened, Father. So we did that. So Aileen, we've had a long association, and I haven't known Bill as long because I didn't know him until they started to court. But I know the worth of the both of them because they lived right behind the Catholic Presbytery. The Presbytery was in Burke Street, and Aileen and Bill were mother and father to all the priests that came to the Presbytery. They had meals there. I think she even did their laundry on occasion. And then they were mother to Father Leon, and we were all part of that too. And it's really a pleasure to have known Aileen and Bill, especially as long as I have known them. And I hope all the noise that was going on there with the Littleys earlier, as I said to Aileen, well, they weren't here 5 years ago. I mean, you know, and in another 5 years there might be another 9 of them or so. Oh, don't put your money on it. Aileen and Bill, on behalf of all your friends here, we wish you a very happy time, particularly on Tuesday, which is the day, and we hope that you'll both be about for your 60th, and that we are too to be here and share it with you. Thank you.
Thanks, Nell. It's a bit rare to find that many people that age still running around that can remember each other from primary school, isn't it? I'd now like to call on Tom Waugh to ask him if he could say a few words, please.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'd just like to thank Faye and Peter for extending the invitation for the Piltz's anniversary. And Peter's asked me, did I know any stories about Bill in his younger days? Well, if I tell some stories, I'd have to go to see Clooney in the confessional box next week. But never mind, well, after the war, you know, we're a little bit unsettled, and I decided to go contracting, gravel contracting, and amongst the group of truckies was a guy with a Dash Air Force cap on. I said, oh, there's another fellow there, so it's Piltz. So we teamed up with about 4 other truckies to do contract road making in Lockhart and Pembrokeshire and all the areas around Wagga. And some of these, well, I'll tell you a story anyway about this, our workmates, Bill in particular. Well, in those days we had to go on contract rates, which meant that the more loads you carried, the more money you got. And that meant that you had to go flat out all the time to get as many loads in on the day. So anyway, I'd go tearing down the road, and I'd pass Bill, 3 or 4 times a day, then I said, that looks pretty good. Come back at night and do the tally, and Bill was still level with me. I passed him 4 times. And never mind, Bill knew the counter, see, so anyway, just to make things a bit short, in the evenings we used to camp out in the paddock on the farm. And the first man in used to light the fire and put the water onto the billies and all that. And now we're all in the camping area there, and Bill comes trundling in, you know, he parks his truck there and he tears over the fire and he says, oh, this looks pretty good, and he's got this billy there with lovely red tomato looking fluid, and he says, oh, lovely tomato soup, I'll have some of that. So he gets his billy and he gets his big soup full of, you know, this lovely red soup, and he says, it's beautiful. Anyhow, he didn't realise that Bill Fraser had cooked his saveloys and it wasn't tomato soup. So Bill now, as I say, his taste have improved.
Is that right? Doesn't like tomato soup.
No, that's true. I'm not kidding you. That's right. I'll just tell you another one. This Bill's a bit of a character. He really rocks me, this fellow. This time we all tears up, you know, after the day's work again, and pulls in the camp there, and we're all sitting around there, and Bill comes trundling in again, and Billy's boiling away there, you know, nice, strong brew, Billy tea. Bill gets his panicking and gets stuck in the tea, and I said, Bill, did you enjoy that? He said, yeah, it was lovely tea. And I said, well, it's funny, because Fraser just boiled his eggs and then he stuck him in the oven for the tea. Anyway, Bill, thank you for letting me call you a friend over the years, and I thank you.
I'd now like to call upon David, who wants to say a few words on behalf of the younger generation. He just asked me to apologise before he gets up. He's just come in from the paddock, and that's why he looks like an advertisement for King G. He'll be out for revenge now, I can tell. If there's anybody else who would like to say a few words on behalf of Bill and Aileen, I'd ask them if they would like to come up now and say a few words. Everyone's pointing at Trish on the top of her head, so it's pretty good to me.
At least I get to have a drink at the end of mine. Bill and Aileen, on behalf of everyone here, congratulations on your 55th wedding anniversary. Thank you for your friendship and your support over the years. We hope to all be back for your 60th, and could everybody be upstanding and drink to their happy anniversary, long life. No, not you. You don't get to drink yet. To Bill and Aileen.
Yes, ma'am.
For they are jolly good fellows, for they are jolly good fellows, for they are jolly good fellows. And so say all of us, and so say all of us, and so say all of us. For they are jolly good fellows, for they are jolly good fellows, for they are jolly good fellows. And so say all of us. Hip hip, hooray! Hip hip, hooray! Hip hip, hooray!
He's trying to get out of it already. Could I ask Bill, please, to reply on behalf of himself? Never.
Father Bloom, friends and relations, I'm just about speechless. I just want to thank everybody for being here today, particularly those who travel long distances. It's not often we can all get together and have a good natter. And other than funerals, which is not a very sociable gathering like this. And I want to thank also Peter and Faye for using their hall function, and everybody for their good wishes. I think that's about all I can say. Thank you all very much. And then I'll start to cry.
I understand that Faye now wants to make a special presentation.
The Holy Father paternally imparts his apostolic blessing to Wilfred Ernest and Mary Aileen Piltz on the occasion of their 55th wedding anniversary as a pledge of heavenly favour, 31st of the 3rd, 1992.
Very much. I haven't got a good voice at the moment, but I'd like to thank Faye and Peter for all they've done. I mean, it was a complete shock, and I mean shock. Bill and I, we had no idea that she was going to put this on. I thought we were going to have a picnic up in the park. I even bought the chooks, and Kathleen stood there and saw me buy them. And I rang Noel, and I'm talking about pork. She said, well, you know me, I don't eat pork. So it doesn't matter. But I would like to tell you, if my voice will last, about the cake. Now, I was going to make a cake. And I thought, well, there's 4 of us having anniversaries in March. Why don't we make it an anniversary cake for everybody? So I knew with my hand I couldn't write everybody's names. So I said to Kathy, could you do it on the computer? Just put Bill and Aileen, 55 years, Peter and Faye, 32 years, so on. So anyway, she never said a word. She wrote the name. She said, I'll never remember. You better write them down. So she wrote them down, knowing I didn't want them. And she bought them in. She said, they're all, here, is this what you want? And I said, yes. And after she'd gone, I thought, oh God, they're all black. And I thought, black and a white cake. What am I going to do with that? So I thought, well, now, Kit Wilson gave me a very nice little thimble. She bought it from Tasmania as a gift. And I thought, now, if I put some flowers in this, and sit it on the cake, it'd jazz it up a bit and you wouldn't see the black writing. I woke him up in the middle of the night to tell him, well, you can imagine. Go to sleep. Forget the cake. So then, when we found out this was going to be on, I thought, oh, well, that's the end of the cake. And then I thought, no, I'll make the cake and put candles on for the kids and I'll still put those around. So, again, in bed, I think of everything in bed. I had a picture of these names. I was going to glue them on paddle pop sticks, you know, and stick them up. And I thought, my godfather, black and white, Bill and Aileen, and then the dancers. Now, what does that look like? What does that look like? I don't know. So you're not going to get the cake. No cake. Thanks, Stephen. Bye.
Before we go any further, I've been asked to extend a thanks on behalf of everyone to the caterers for all their good work, particularly on behalf of Noel for the people who did the sweets.
Thank you, John.
She's been sort of doing quite well over there.
It's Auntie Noel for you.
We're going to ask Bill and Noel if they could come up and cut the cake, but just before they do that, I'd like to say that Dad's put together one of his presentations again, so at the end of the cutting of the cake, if you would like to move upstairs, he'll have a video on for it.
Oh dear. Well, we're entitled to that, Aileen.
I tell you what, even if you wanted to look in the mirror real close, I wanted to just So if you'd like to get up now and cut the cake.
Where's my name?
Yes. Where's the name?
It's too pretty, Kat.
You mean you want to take what the 60 is?
You think we know? Was that? You sure? He's too nervous.
Sure doesn't slip. Oh.